Hello, everyone, and welcome to this live podcast. And in today's streaming, I'll be showing you how to create a web application using Pycharm as the IDE. And we're going to be using Python as the programming language and using Django as a library. The reason why I'm recommending Pycharm is because the IDE is compatible and complacent with Python. You don't need to install any further packages, and the IntelliSense is kind of dedicated to Python. It's more or less like Microsoft Visual Studio to C Sharp and ASP.NET Core. So right now we're just gonna begin with simple steps. If you can follow up, will be creating a small kind of library, not library, but more of a kind of a checklist of the books that you've read and the books that you didn't read. Something simple to get you started, and then moving forward, we'll be able to create more kind of complicated applications using the same skills. So the first thing is I'm gonna go ahead and click new. There's new project, and of course we're gonna choose the location of the project. I'm just gonna change the name. The project name will be I guess like book list. I can name it that way, and then we just leave everything the way as is. And then okay, so here's the project, and if you click in VENV, you can see some folders and files that have been created. The library one, for example, the scripts, and we're not going to look at any of these files. Just basically be closing this one and click Control and the tick mark, which is the upper mark of the keyboard, the upper key of the keyboard, and that will open the terminal. If you couldn't open it from here, I think you can basically go to Tools. There's either Tools or View, I guess, and there's Python console. You can open Python console from here, and you can open the terminal in the same way. I think it was a View, so Tools, there is terminal. You can open it from here as well. So the first thing that we're going to do is the installation of Django, which is the library that we're going to use. So we're going to write in pip install Django, and you can specify the version of Django, but I'm just going to let it install the latest version. Hit enter, and that should trigger the terminal to fetch the library for us and install it in our project directory. Okay, so the second thing is we are going to create a project right now using Django admin command, and then start project, and be careful because this is case sensitive, so you don't want to make it. Sorry, I lost my connection to the microphone. And then I was saying, like, be careful because this is case sensitive in here. And then the name of the project, which will be like, I guess we name it reading project. We're just going to give it like a few seconds. Okay. So this reading project is created outside of the VENV, but inside the book list. Now, if you want to create the project inside that directory, let me just like delete this and demonstrate how you can create it inside the directory. You're gonna just write the same command, but you're just gonna add dot and enter. That kind of created an internal project inside your directory without having to go outside and using cd and then basically reaching to your new directory. So right now we're going to create the app, which is a project is more of a solution that has multiple apps in it. Uh, and each app will be acting individually. And then if you want to collaborate between the separate apps, you can basically create some sort of a connection between the apps to interact with one another, and that will form the whole project. So in order for you to create an app, you have to write Python manage.py and then start app, just like in here, start project. Down here, we just write start app, and then we say books. Okay, so now books is created in here. Um, now, one important thing that we need to do before jumping to the actual implementation step is registering this application inside the project. And to do that, we need to go to the settings and we need to scroll down to installed apps. And we're just gonna be adding the name of the app in here, which is books. And I think that should do it. Control save. Yep. Okay. Um, Now, basically, we can begin the implementation, which is basically going to books and adding the model. I'm just going to remove this, uh, just keeping the from Django DB import models because we're going to use it. And to create a model, you just basically start with the class, name of the class, and then models.model. Or you can just click tab and it will finish it for you, like book and then tab and it will finish it for you. And when we create form, this will be forms or form.model. So basically, if you create models, you associate it to models, and if you create forms, you associate it to forms, and so on and so forth. And be very sensitive with the spacing because spacing makes significant kind of value to the application. If you didn't create space, that means this falls outside the scope of the class, so you have to kind of create some sort of a space, and then you say like here it kind of continues for you. The IntelliSense models dot you can do it car field, which is character field. You can make it um, um, something else like field, not fields. There's character field, and then there's, I think, there's something else that also accepts characters. I think it's field. We're gonna stick with character field, but I'm just trying to brainstorm to find a similar one to character field. For right now, I'm just gonna stick with character field, I guess. Character field. And then you can assign max length to it, or you can basically do validator, and if you are trying to kind of assign a minimum length to it, you can do it from here. I think it's length. Was this maximum? I think max length. I think that one will be also min length, but also validators need to be installed from Django dot wait, let me see the library for validators. Sorry, I'm just Googling it, trying to find what the library is. Yeah, it's Django core. Core. Yeah, import validators. Yeah, this is the one. And then once you're done, you basically saying validators equal, and then there's min length. Yeah, this one needs to be min like this. Okay, length validator, and then you assign a minimum length of the field, the title, and then there's a maximum length. You don't need to do it, like you don't have to do this, but this is just a way kind of to demonstrate how to do min, because when I started learning Python, I thought like max and min, they're both kind of are done separately, just like max, you just basically replace max with min. So I needed to mention this to you, sort of making this kind of more comprehensive, I guess. And then I'm gonna need to add the author, which is basically identical to that thing. Um, um, Red models dot boolean, yeah, and it's kind of a checklist where you can do yes or no, true or false. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the model, and now we're gonna run the migration. In order to run the migration, you just run the command python manage.py, okay, and then uh, make migrations. And I used to make mistakes. I used to just write make migration because this is just one migration, but no, you have to be very careful because the S makes a difference. It's case sensitive. Hit enter, and now basically the migration is added. Now we need to migrate. So the migration kind of creates some sort of a connection to the database, but now you need to migrate the actual database, including the data if you have any. So python.manage.py or manage.py migrate, and then that will move it to the database. If you go to the settings, I guess they're in here, and if you scroll down, somewhere I promise you can find, yeah, this is the database. So the default database is SQLite. So in case you didn't install SQLite, I highly recommend that you do install it. I'm just gonna copy the directory from here. Go, okay, copy path, and I'm gonna go to SQLite and open. Okay, this is the path I copied. Let's see what is wrong. Okay, so there's the database, and as you can see, there is the books book. This one, right click, browse table, and it has ID, title, author, read, of read. Uh, so what we're gonna do now, after running the migration, we're gonna create the form. And basically the form is nothing but some sort of a Python file that we're gonna create with our Python files, and we're going to be identifying the fields. We're going to be creating a class for the form. So in order to do that, basically we just jump to the main directory, right click, new Python file, and we're going to name it, I guess, forms. And yeah, it's gonna be forms, and here from Django import forms. This is important, and also we need the models, and models import book model. Is it book model? Did we name it? Just make sure it's book. Okay. Book. Okay, this is okay because it's reading project, so reading project. Reading project is the directory, but then we actually have the books, not the reading project. So from books, let's see, books, is it? Nope. Inside books, we have models. So, but models should be reachable since, okay, I think, and this is, okay, so I think forms.py needs to be added inside the book more accurately because we're dealing, forms.py needs to be added inside. Yes, because we're dealing with the same kind of class, the same model. So now if you do from from books dot models or from dot models import books, or is it book, yeah, is book, yeah, but it's case sensitive, so I think I should change this to be, and this is dot not. Okay, yeah, here you go. Okay, and we need also Django forms, import forms. Yep, I think that's it. Okay. Okay, now it's the same process. Class, we say book form, and then we give it like forms dot model form. This should be capitalized. Model form, I think like this. Okay, and we're gonna be defining a meta class, and inside of it, there's model equal book, which is the same model that we have used before, and then the fields are going to be the same fields in the database, what we've created, the title, the author, and whether it's read or not, whether it's being read or not. Okay, and now I guess we're ready to move to the view. So we go to view.py in here, and we need to create our function, home function, and that will take a request, and then if request.method equals post, then basically we're gonna pass this request to the book form, and then if that form is valid, that means it doesn't violate any of the database restriction or the model restriction or even the form restriction, then we're basically gonna save it, and we're gonna return to the main page. So return redirect, and then there's a main page. Redirect needs to be imported, so let's see, yeah, like that. Okay, and now we need to do else, and in case it's not valid, we just basically be creating book form. There's something wrong with is valid. It says missing return statement on some paths. Of course, like because the return statement, the main one, still not added. And this one, not from, but form. Okay, yeah. Once I add the return statement, that will disappear by itself. And of course, like eventually books equal book.object.all to return the books, and then return, we're gonna render the result. It will take request home.html, but we might just need to add box in here, home.html, and then the context, which takes form and books. Yep, that's about it. And then that kind of warning had disappeared, like I told you. Now we need to configure project URLs. Basically, we go to the URLs, and we're gonna add home in here. So this will be home, and home, of course, needs to be imported. So from box.model.views, okay, import home. And of course, there's name. We can give it name home. Okay. Now to the hardest part for me, which is like creating a template. And you can create a simple template, or you can basically do bootstrap and basically copy the CDN link and paste it in the template. But to create a template, you have to create a directory called templates, and I do this lowercase. Inside we can create like books, and inside books we create home template. So new directory, and then books, inside new HTML file, and we do home. We kind of sort of just to take a glimpse, run the server using Python manage.py run server. That would give us the link. We can copy it, paste it, and let me just bring this in front of you. That kind of shows us that it says exception value books home.html, and this is the path for my project. Template loader post mortem Django tried loading these templates in this order, which is using engine Django. Traceback, get response. Okay, so I think because render needs to be imported. Here, it's imported. So there is template name, which is basically home HTML. Do we need to add perhaps like this? Let's try. Did that do anything? No. Okay. Template does not exist. Template does not exist. So a week. Okay. So there's like templates and there is books. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I made a grave mistake, which is basically creating this template inside the project itself while it should have been inside the books. So refactor. So I think now we're on a good. Let's see. Did it solve the problem? Okay. And we did register, I think, in the URL. Okay, so this is box view dot home. I'm just gonna delete it from box dot views import home. Okay, so that should have done it for us. We have the forms. Good. We have the model. We have the views. Okay, and we need to delete this. Let's try it now. Okay, here you go. It's working right now. It's a small problem, basically related to the directories. We need to kind of sort all the directories inside our app, not project. I just made a mistake, which is good because we also learn from our mistakes. So, okay. Okay, I like to keep them this way because whenever I work on a template, I like to see it visible because there's no right and wrong when you work on a template. Okay, so right now inside the body, I'm gonna be adding form, and the method is post, of course. So post. Okay. And inside of it, we're gonna be adding the cross-reference kind of line token, and then like this. And we have for loop field in form, which is the variable that we've created in the form Python file. And of course, like the we have to end our for like this. Okay, now inside of this for, we'll just be creating a label, and this label has field dot label, and then field. Okay, let's refresh the page. Here you go. Now for the listing of them, we can do a UL and for book in books, just basically be adding li. Do book title, book dot title, and then by book dot author, and then if book dot read, basically, then you type in read, else maybe unread, something like that. And then of course, like, we have to finish the if by clicking end if, like this. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's try adding some books. Go into the database to just test our theory, because we don't have any books right now. Okay, we're missing this in here. Percentage sign. Okay, there's end if, but there's no end for. That is why I think. End for. Okay. Okay, so let's just um, type in some hypothetical books like book 1, 2, 3. And to add the books, you just basically, there's a button to add. I think this was the one. Add new doc data browser. How do we add? Uh-huh. Okay, insert new record. This is the one. So the title, just gonna add title 1. Title. It's buffering for me. Okay, then author 1, and this is false. Okay, this is title 2, also author 1, and this is true. Title 3, author 2, false, and so on and so forth. Okay, now let's go and refresh our page. Okay, so book title, title 1 by author 1, unread, and this is unread, unread. So I think we've there's this one which is supposed to be true. Okay, since it's Boolean. Okay, let's refresh the page. It might have to be 0 and 1. So this is 0, 1, 0. Okay, save, go. Okay, so the values have to be 0 and 1, not true and false. As for adding a book, we should, oh, I forgot to add the submit button, which is basically should be in here. Button type equal submit, and then I'm going to call it add a book. Okay, so let's test it. Let's add like title 4, book 4, and then there's read. Yes, add book, and it's added. Go to the database. Let's just make sure how to refresh this. Okay, it's added. Okay, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you. Do not hesitate to subscribe and like my channel if you like the video. If you have any other suggestion, we do welcome all the suggestions that you think about. Just add them to the comments. Thank you.